Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, the Fall for Cybertron toys. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Hey everybody, today is August 8th, and we're going to be talking about the Fall of Cybertron toys.
That's right. And with the new game coming out soon, can't wait.
Yay.
I wanted to touch on them, and mostly because I have a little bit of an issue with them. So here we go.
That's the downside.
Huh?
I said, yeah, that's the downside.
Yeah. So here we go. Here are the two that are out right now that I picked up. Here's Optimus and Jazz. And Jazz this is actually from the first one too, so I don't know why he's being released now, but he's still, here. It's pretty cool. So there we go, and here we are. The problem that I have is, first of all, in comparison, and I'm going to pull out the War for Cybertron toys because I really dug those, and there's only 4 of those. So here's the Optimus Prime from War for Cybertron. So, I mean, just size-wise, the original, or not the original, but you know what I mean, the first one, the War for Cybertron one, is certainly more imposing. Plus he stands up taller, and I'll transform him in a little bit. But also, the plastic, sorry, this one's got a spring-loaded gun. The plastic is just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, you can just tell by the look of it.
Yeah, subpar.
The sheen of it. It almost feels a little more translucent or something. And the colors are a little more faded. And
right.
There's no, I don't know, this one has a nice, a nice mixture of sharp parts and curved parts. And this is just kind of cheap.
Blocky. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. He is still kind of imposing, especially if you kind of keep him this close to your face, where he looks
He's
big.
huge.
Yeah. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed with his alternate mode, and with Jazz's alternate mode being the vehicle mode, there is no back. You see his 2 fists, and that's
not okay.
Yeah, that's not cool at all. I mean, I guess you can kind of make it look less like hands, but really there should be something here, just to kind of block it.
Inevitably with new toys, especially the cheaper ones, what broke?
Okay, so 2 things broke.
I know something has to have broke.
2 things broke on my Jazz. The first one, there's the plastic here. It was just like a holding pin, I suppose.
Those little clips.
Yeah, and it was just supposed to hold this, and it's not a huge deal because for the most part it stays in place anyways, but that snapped off like right away, and that was unfortunate. But the second thing is in robot form, his leg. Let me just open up and there you go, to his legs. But on the one leg, you have these ridges to keep the standing in order,
like a ratchet.
But this one just broke, and so now it's very loose. But he still stands, he still works, so it's not.
That's not something you should have to.
Yeah, I should not have had to deal with a toy breaking within moments of me having it. Especially since I'm me and I've been transforming these things for years.
Yeah, he's not like Baby Huey or anything.
Yeah.
He loves his Transformers, and that's the problem that always happens, though, is something breaks. Ever since the old school, and even the old school, some of them, had little plastic tabs or whatever, but a lot of them were metal, so it's like, you couldn't break those. I remember I had, Beetle, the Insecticon, for forever, and I think I put that thing in the microwave, because as my genius brain, I was like, hey, that'll make his thing change quicker. He had the thing where if it heats up, it changes the symbol, and I totally put it in the microwave and, sparked. I'm like, cool! My mom's like, what are you doing? But he survived. He was fine, he's made of metal and some hard plastic, and these are,
right.
It's too bad, but...
Right, so I mean, but in comparison to, the former ones, let me also get Bumblebee, because Bumblebee's like the worst. He's just kind of this big, ugly thing, I don't...
Yeah, but that's a Cybertronian form, though, so...
Yeah, but, yeah. I mean, but it still doesn't look right, to me, aesthetically speaking.
My thing is, why do they have windows? You know what I mean? Why do they have doors? Why do they have windows? That doesn't make any sense unless they're small robots that used to drive them around, but that's just kind of icky.
Well, I mean,
if you think about what that connotation is.
If you see, this one doesn't have windows.
I want you inside me to drive. I don't know. Anyway.
That's weird. And then there's Megatron here who also doesn't look exactly right. Well, not exactly right, but not that really matters. But he still looks disproportionate, especially with his kind of thickness, and his main front claw was supposed to be like out to here in the video game.
Partially, now I have a feeling this way with the models. The models, the Cybertronian forms, are more simple models. So like in the game, I guess I can understand why they did that, but they just seem like more lumps of clay kind of thing. And with the toys, it seems like it's an excuse to kind of have all these open areas, and you can see, you know what I mean? Because they're kind of weird anyway, so it's just kind of like blah, blah, blah. It's not as elegant as the Transformers we grew up with.
No.
I wish that they'd take more care, but whatever. I don't know. You could argue times are bad and they got to stretch their whatever. But these are expensive. I mean, how much did you pay for these?
Each one of these was $15.
That's too much for this.
Yeah.
And $10 maybe. But.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, for what I got out of this, I would say $10 would be about right. And in fact, the only one that I would have paid full price for, well, I guess I would have paid it for full price for Optimus too, but Soundwave is my favorite because he looks most like he does in the video game, and this is again his War for Cybertron, and in his robot mode he looks awesome. So this one was definitely a great buy. But the other ones, I mean, granted, he looks great in his robot form.
But then again, I mean, you can, like I was saying, you've got all the little parts that just show. They're just right out in the open. You can see his eyes. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. But again, in robot form, he's pretty good. Cool. So I guess what I'm going to do next, thanks.
Oops, sorry. At least it blocked.
Yeah.
I thought it was a light up situation, not a spring out and poke you in the eye situation.
Spring out and poke you in the eye. Why isn't it locking in place? So I guess what I'm going to do is we'll do the fast forward thing, and I'll transform them all so that we can talk about the robot forms.
All right.
So here we go.
And we're back. Well, we never left, but we're just in fast motion.
Right. Yeah, it took a lot out of us, man. We're really tired now. All right. So here we are. Everyone's transformed. It took us a little while because, I don't know.
Some of them are a little finicky.
Right. And I didn't want to break anything on camera.
That's always the thing. It's like when you get a new Transformer. Like me, I've never transformed it before, so it's like you hand them to them and you just kind of pry just a little bit and see where it gives. When it gives, it's like, oh, okay.
Right.
Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, snap. Oh.
So here are the two Optimuses. As you can see, this one's obviously taller than this one. Plus, he's got like this darker coloring, which fits more with the game, where this one's kind of bright and, sunshiny. But, in this mode, if you have him on your desk and you're staring at him, he does look pretty good. I mean,
he looks a little like a goalie with those big old pads on his legs.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he does kind of look like a goalie.
But I like the ones that are more robust. Like, Bumblebee here has really skinny legs.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, these three I like. Megatron's okay. Jazz has always been a weenie, so...
Right. And in comparison to this one's definitely more imposing, I think.
Yeah, he's cooler.
Yeah, he does have a little more, like, flapping stuff, and he's got this big thing in the back. But I think he just totally works better as far as a Transformer goes.
And you're right, the color makes a lot of difference. Just that navy blue makes a lot of difference.
Right. And so Soundwave still is awesome. I told you, he's good in both modes, and that's why he's like one of my favorites. But yeah, Bumblebee, he's just kind of got this big hulking thing in his back, and
if he was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, it'd be awesome.
Yeah. In fact, maybe I'll recolor him. But yeah, he's not as cool in his robot mode. In fact, I think he's my least favorite out of all of them.
Do you like his model though? Like in the War for Cybertron and the
Yeah, I do. I mean,
I'm not sure I really like the huge, his wheels
forearms
on them.
Yeah, the Popeye arms.
They're okay.
It works. And Jazz, I don't know. I still have a problem with Jazz. He seems he just feels cheap. All of the, these two, the Fall of Cybertron just are very light, and this one has heft. They all have heft. Even the smaller one has more heft than
than Optimus
than both of them. Yeah. So it's not as great, but they are. I do like this Jazz. He is kind of okay in his robot mode, and I do like him in his vehicle mode, with the exception of that missing backside. Don't know what to call it. But yeah, his legs seem kind of cheap, but he can do some fun stuff. And then he has got this big frickin' thing right here, but he's always had that, so I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah.
So, and then there's Megatron, and in his robot mode, I think he really does well. He really peaks. He looks menacing, as he should, with a big frickin' cannon on his arm.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, yeah, I am hoping that when the what are they called? The Constructicons come out? Or Destructicons? The Constructicons come out, they're a little bit better material, because, they form Devastator, and I'm really hoping that they, are a lot better than these. But granted, these are I mean, just like this, if I had, well, especially Optimus, I do kind of dig this Optimus, especially if he's sitting next to my computer and I could look at him, you know, because he is a good-looking model. I just wish that they, you know, either painted him differently or gave him a little more heft or gave him a little more transforming parts, because as it is, all he really does is kind of come into himself a little bit and that's it. You know, there's no real transformation. Yeah, but that's just me. I'm nitpicking, I suppose.
Nitpicking.
I'm nitpicking. Ah!
Can I shoot this at the camera?
Yes, you can. Please don't lose it, though. Didn't go far.
All right, well, is there anything else you want
No.
to... Are they going to do they have Metroplex? Are they going to do that stuff?
No, I haven't heard anything about
Why
that.
not? Come on, man.
Honestly, what I want is, you know, we had the masterpieces. In fact, if you go back to watch the Christmas special, you could see him give me the Grimlock, which was awesome. You know, that was amazing. And I wish they would do more stuff like that, like designer Transformers.
Higher end, yeah.
Yeah, because those would be the ones that I really want to put my money into. Whereas these are really cool, and I like them, and I would still buy them. They're just, you know, they have a lot of flaws that can be overlooked, but
it's just kind of like the designers are like, well, it's kind of hard, you know, it takes a long time. Like,
right.
It's like, well, so what? Like,
Yeah.
they used to do that for like $3. I mean, whatever.
Right.
I guess that was equivalent to at least 10, you know, but still, they were so much better quality.
Right.
And they did have, I remember, you know, like, Bumblebee, I remember having kind of a chintzy leg part and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they felt, you know, really hefty in their metal. I mean, you could crash them into each other. These are like, please don't fall because you might break if you fall, you know.
Right. And that's a huge problem for me.
Yeah.
Because I do have epic battles in my house.
They're not terribly, I mean, like with the comic and all that stuff, it's like they need to understand that it's the same generation that liked the Transformers originally. Not that there's not new fans, but these are the ones that they should be selling to, like us.
Yeah, and again, I would love a higher end series of Transformers, but I mean, these do well.
If you had a kid and you bought this for, would you buy this for him or buy an old school? Because the old school would last. This one, they'd be like, oh boy, snap.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Although, granted, I broke all my old school ones too. So
did you?
Yeah, I broke everything. I played things into the ground, which is.
I'm just saying, you know, quality, please.
Right. I would like a little more quality. Granted, the first wave of the War for Cybertron toys.
Yeah, they are pretty.
They are pretty good. But I am hoping for more out of the Fall for Cybertron. But again, I do like this Optimus. I just kind of wish for more.
All right, guys.
And Jazz kept breaking.
Yeah, he's got a lot of holes in him and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of empty areas.
Yeah. All right, guys. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow our Duel review and watch all our playlists. I highly recommend the Game Labs. Have been a lot of fun, and Fover is awesome.
That's
so
right.
check those out.
Sorry, that's right. And please leave us comments and please support our new Seattle location.
Yeah, jazz hands.
By buying our wares at spiderwolf.com, or you can also tell your friends about us. Have them watch Duel Review. Hopefully, we can get enough subscribers to
Yeah, that's right. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. So card games, T-shirts, whatever, and we're gonna have more in the future. So please check us out. And that's it. See you next time. Bye bye. Oh, I was trying to gangster it.
Gangster? Oh, you turned the gun sideways. That's a kill shot.
Next time on Duel Review, it's the secret world of Arietti. Talking about Transformers. Shut your mouth.
Okay, to clarify what that was, I was sitting here and I was doodling, and he was like, "Are you ready to go?" And I said, "I'm just going to talk about Transformers."
Just talking about Transformers.
Talking about Transformers.
Shut your mouth. We should do a Hotel Rwanda. You don't like that movie? I love that movie.
We should do a Hotel Rwanda.
No, we should do Hotel. We should review.
Oh,
Hotel. Yeah, we should murder a bunch of people.
I was like, who the hell would I be?
Well, actually, in Hotel Rwanda, we'd be protecting people. But yeah, that's a powerful movie.
Yes, it is.
Don Cheadle is a triumph. You want to do one? Do one. You do.
What do you do?
You just did the same thing you just did. Oh. He's doing that on purpose. He must be. Otherwise, you're a broken robot.
Bunch of grown men going.
I think it might actually be. I think it's 4, but I like it better as 3. That was the worst Transformer ever.
He didn't even transform. He just raised
he
his arms.
transformed from this pose to this pose. Transformers.
I guess it's better.
exactly what meets the eye. Hey everybody, today is the 8th of August, and we're going to be talking about toys.
Yay!
Fall for Cybertron Transformers.
That's right. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I have issues.
Well, and also the game's coming out. So.
Yes, the game is coming out, but mostly because I have issues.
Start on a high note, though. Game's coming out, yay, we're so excited. And then,
Okay, so I got this one.
are we? Okay.
Well, you said start on a high note. I can't start on a high note when I've already started.
No, well, I was just saying we should start on a high note. It's fine.
Okay.
Hey everybody, today is August 7th, right?
8.
8th, is it?
Yes. You got it right the first time.
Okay. Today is... I always thought that Jazz looked like he had bosoms.
Bosoms. Not bosoms.